This is going to be a warm-up for your bass drum foot. It's going to be quick, concise, and to the point. Now first, let me give you my concept of what a warm-up is. A warm-up is not your active work time and your practice time. A warm-up is not something new that you're trying to learn. A warm-up is something that you can do 100% successful every time you play it. And it's something that warms up the mind and the body, warming up specific skills that you'll use. It's something that you know by heart. I have one warm-up in particular that I've used since college. It's like an old friend. And what happens is when I sit down to play, I play that at a tempo I'm able to play it at, and it very slowly focuses me. Just going through, it's almost like this, you know, it's almost like a meditation. Boom! See how I flipped it, reversed it, Willy Wonkaed it, bam! It's almost like it just helps get me focused and centered. Okay, so this is a quick warm-up that you can use before your practice time, before a gig, whatever it may be. The goal is not to play this at tempos that are what I would call failure points. So where you're going, it's going to fall apart. We want to play this at a tempo that you can play it. Each exercise is going to be played for 1 minute. Again, very simple. There's 5 exercises. Each one's going to be played for 1 minute. I named them all this time just because I wanted to. And if you want the sheet music to this, it's in the video description below this. There's a link for that. Or I am going to pin a comment. I'm going to do that. Remember to do that. And so it's going to be in both those places. Please go download that and keep it. So it'll have the names of them. It'll have how long you're supposed to play each one, and then the specific exercise. So the first one is called Single Will Mingle, and you get to make fun of the names all you want to in the comments. It really doesn't matter. I named them these things so you'll remember them. Okay, Single Will Mingle. The goal of this is we're going to work on the single notes that we'll be playing within a 16th note grid in a basic beat. All of these beats have 8 notes on the hi-hat and 2 and 4 on the snare drum. So let me go ahead and count that for you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's going to be on every one of them. Now this first exercise in the kick drum, all right, we're going to clap it out. All right, if you can't clap it, you cannot play it. So we're going to put the sticks down, and the notes are going to be this. On beat 1, we're going to play the downbeat on the kick drum. On beat 2, we're going to play the E of beat 2 on the kick drum. Beat 3, we're going to play the and beat 4, we're going to play the So we've hit every portion of the 16th note grid as we're going through that, and it's all in one groove. So very slowly, beat 1 would be 1 E and Beat 2 would be 2 E and Beat 3 would be 3 E and Beat 4 is 4 E and If you get to playing this and you forget it or you can't count it, put the sticks down, and when in doubt, clap it out, okay? Like literally, you will see rooms full of college students that are clapping rhythms. There's a course you take called Sight Singing and Dictation, and you have to learn to count these rhythms, just basic counting and being able to clap those rhythms, because they know if you can't do that, you're not going to be able to play them when you're worried about different notes. So the way that's going to be on the kick drum, let me play this at 50 BPM for you to demonstrate it. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 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 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Speed that up just a little bit. Let's go to 80 BPM. 2, 3. All right, that was at 80 BPM. Now remember, we are not pushing these up to like 120 BPM, because some of you are going to be like, Steven, exercise number 3, I can't play it because I'm playing it at 100 BPM. Well, then bring it back down to where you can play it. Remember, 100% successful every time you played this one. Exercise number 2 that we're going to be playing for 1 minute long. Exercise number 1 is played for 1 minute. Exercise number 2 is going to be played for 1 minute as well. 2 for 1 minute. And it's named Double Bubble, right? I know, you can go ahead and make fun of the names, it's totally fine, but you'll remember it, right? We got single wheel mingle, we got double bubble. On double bubble, we're gonna be focusing on 2 notes on the kick drum at a time. So on beat 1, remember we're gonna clap these rhythms out, it's gonna go 1 E. On beat 2, we're starting on the and of beat 2. So 2 E and It's gonna be 4 sets of double notes. Beat 3 starts on the upbeat of 3 as well, so it goes 3 E and Beat 4 is the E and the and of 4, so 4 E and. All right, now let's count that all together. 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Then we're going to put that very slowly, so let's start it at 50 BPM. I'm going to put that in a groove. 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and. All right, that's going to be the second exercise. Remember, simple, to the point, predictable. You can do it 100% with success, and it warms you up for your practice session. There's no worse way to start a practice session than to go through a warm-up that you can't play. Because by the time you get done with your warm-up, you feel like a piece of crap that can't play anything, right? You know, I can't even play my warm-up. We don't want that. 100% success. So take some time, learn it, and then slowly play it successfully, and then pick the speed up as you go, but never to the point of failure when you're working on it in your warm-up time. Now we have exercise 3. Exercise 1's played for 1 minute, exercise 2 is played for 1 minute, exercise 3 is played for 1 minute, all right? And we're gonna call this one Three's a Crowd. Now this is gonna be focusing on 3 notes and 4 notes, okay? So on beat 1, beat 1 is empty, and then we're gonna play the E and on the kick drum, so 1 E and Then nothing on beat 2 as far as kick drum is concerned. Beat 3, we're going to play 4 notes. 3 E and So let's play that very quickly. 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Let's put that to a click at 50 BPM. 2, 3, 4, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Now I'm demonstrating all these very slowly. Notice I'm not pushing them with speed and showing you how fast I can play. I could care less what you think of my drumming and how fast I could play this. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is that you get this warm up, you get it down, and you put it in your practice time, and it helps you build that success towards the middle of your working portion of your practice time. It's so important to have those small successes at the front, like warm-ups. Exercise 4, we're gonna call Get Down on the Ups, right? Again, feel free to make comments about all the names, I don't care. We have single wheel mingle, we have double bubble, we've got Three's a Crowd, and then we've got Get Down on the Ups. Now what this is doing is this is working on 2 different things, warming that up mentally. It's working on separation between the right hand and the kick drum, and it's also working on subdividing. So subdividing the E's and the U's specifically, those are ones, those are areas of the beat that many drummers have trouble. So if we work on that in our warm-up time very slowly and methodically, then when we get to our practice time, our counter is already warmed up. So it's going to be really simple. We're going to play 16th notes in between the right hand and the kick drum, or if you're left-handed, the left hand and the kick drum, and we're going to play all the E's and the U's on the kick drum, all right? 1 E and 2 E and just like that. So clapping it, 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. 2, 3, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a. Now sometimes what I will do on my click or my metronome is I will actually set the subdivision to 16th notes with these types of exercises, because that helps me subdivide. Some people call that a crutch. I think in your practice time you should use all the crutches that you can, because crutches are fantastic. When you break your leg, a crutch is fantastic. Now, if you keep using it your whole life, well, that's not great. But for a time, to get you well and to a place where you can function, a crutch serves a purpose. And so in our practice time, I use those smaller subdivisions at slow tempos to help me make sure that I'm counting exactly how I need to be. And then we have the 5th and final exercise. And this one, I actually have you guys to thank for the name, because apparently you guys think I look like Kratos from the game God of War. So I don't really know. I don't know if I look that like mean with, you know, a red streak on my face, and I don't know, maybe I am? But anyway, this one's called Ghost of Sparta. All right, so, and thank you for that. It makes me feel better that I look like that big of a guy, although I don't go around killing people. So this one's going to be called Ghost of Sparta, and it's meant to just simply warm up the muscular regions of your leg. It's going to be playing all of the 16th note areas that the snare drum's not playing. So it's going to go 1 E and a, 2 on the snare drum, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 on the snare drum, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Let's play that. 2, 3, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. All right, so there's the 5 exercises. For the 5-minute warm-up, we're playing each exercise 1 minute. Now, something that I use in my metronome apps, I think Tempo by Frozen Ape has this. I think Pro Metronome also has it. You can actually set each song in a set list to click to the next song. So if you want to, you can pre-program these. If you're playing one at a little bit of a lower BPM than the others, you can program those, and then it automatically clicks through that. Or what I do often is on my iPad or on my phone, I will actually pull up the timer function and I'll just watch it, and when it switches to the 2nd minute, I go to exercise 2. So we have single wheel mingle, we have double bubble, we have three's a crowd. The 4th one is going to be, what was the 4th one? I wrote it down here. Get down on the ups, all right? And then the 5th one, thanks to you guys, Ghost of Sparta, Kratos, God of War. All right, so that's going to be the 5 exercises. I'll play them a little bit quicker in succession so you can see exactly how they lay against each other. And I'm going to play them, let's just say at 75 BPM. Remember, these are warm-ups. We're not trying to see how quick we can play them. They're simply meant to warm up the mind and the body, and to be 100% successful so that you can get to your practice time warmed up and confident that you're going to kill it, all right? I'll play through these. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is brought to you by the Drum Better Daily program. That's actually my online drum school that I've run now for 12 plus years. Not only have I been playing the drums professionally since the age of 15, I've been teaching since the age of 18. Matter of fact, I talked to one of my, my first student a few days ago. I actually called him to see if he could sub a gig out for me. Daniel, love you, man. And he's still playing. He's still doing it on a pro level. I would love to have you go check it out at stevensdrumshed.com. You can find a link to that in the show notes or video description, whichever platform you're watching it on. But it truly is a community of like-minded drummers where we are striving to just be the best that we can be at the drums. In addition to over 70 pre-recorded drum courses, there's also a tech talk area where we talk about everything technology related as it pertains to the drums, e-kits, recording, doing videos, all of that stuff. There are forums where you can hang out with the other students as well. We do 2 live video student calls every week that you can join if you'd like to. We do guest artist calls monthly, and I'll even make you a personalized lesson plan if that's what you need. Yes, we talk about the nuts and bolts of drumming. Yes, I give you exercises, but we also talk a lot about how to practice more efficiently, how to practice better, and how to get more out of your practice time. I know you're just like me. You're busy, you're being pulled by work, by family, by friends, by other responsibilities. Whenever you practice, you really want to see gains and have it be productive. That is what we focus on in the Drum Better Daily program. I'll have to say personally, it's been really cool because some of these students I've worked with for over 12 years, we started running drum camps last year in 2022, and I got to meet some of them in person for the first time. Those drum camps have been selling out. They've been just blowing my mind with how much fun they are and how great a time it is to bring the community together in person. A community that was started online and has been going online strong now for over 12 years. I'd love to have you be a part of it.